Gladiator 2 is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Paramount. It can be found as a standard slipcover edition, as well as a non-exclusive steelbook, both available at your local and online retailers. I'm of course a huge fan of the original Gladiator, and honestly, I never felt it needed a sequel. Now that it's here, I first caught it on streaming due to the negative reception it got. It's actually fairly enjoyable. Of course, it's nowhere near the original in quality. This film retreads some story beats. It also feels like Ridley Scott was able to use ideas he wanted for the original film, but wasn't able to due to technological limits. Is it a great film? Not really, but for what it is, I thought it was fine. Gladiator 2 on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has an aspect ratio of 239:1. It was finished at a 4K digital intermediate, and it supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision transfer. Admittedly, watching both the original Gladiator and its sequel right after is a bit of a visually jarring experience. The original, of course, was shot on film, giving it a rather cinematic feel by default. Shot digitally, Gladiator 2 tries its best to mimic the original's look with things like artificial grain and such, but its digital source is always apparent. The film's transfer rests on a 100GB layered disc, and bit rates often hit the 70s and 80s for most of the duration. Normally, Paramount's disc encodes lead to fluctuating bit rates, but they seem fairly stable. I will say, however, that the 4K resolution really gives fantastic depth to live elements such as practical set pieces and wardrobe. The very ornate and decorative costuming is on full display and shows off nearly lifelike levels of detail. Some of the CGI is a bit spotty though, the sharks featured, as well as the monkeys early in the film for example. These are much better rendered in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, so those particular elements and some of the arena's special effects do stand out a bit. With full HDR and Dolby Vision support, the palette does exhibit very nice boldness for the duration. The film tends to skew warm a bit, giving crisp golden accents, stable whites, and solid primaries. Black levels for their turn are nicely rendered with appropriately deep night sequences and shadowy, dimly lit interiors. I didn't witness any signs of black crush during my viewing. Gladiator 2 on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby Atmos audio mix, which of course folds down to a Dolby True HD 7.1. There's also international options available. The film's Atmos track is a very solid offering and one that should please most home theater fans. The film has a multitude of action scenes that highlight the additional speaker real estate with satisfying results. Height activity may not be the most prominent I've heard in film in recent memory, but it's no less enjoyable and does produce some entertaining moments. Once again, referring to the action scenes, especially the full-scale battles. Arrows and catapult projectiles pour down right over you, and the sequence involving the flooded Coliseum has some clever overhead output. Ambience and atmospheric effects, as well as score, play a very nice role in the mid-level and rears. It's very consistent throughout the runtime. Even in-film quieter moments bring subtle audio cues to your surround environment. Dialogue is clean and clear with no issues. Even during the action-heavy moments, voices sound good. The low end has some good heft in its delivery, but for me, it's a scooch less prominent than the first film was in this area. Don't fret though, it's punchy and robust and makes an impact from your sub. There's a good amount of supplemental material included on a separate Blu-ray disc. There's a general making of Gladiator 2, which runs about 20 minutes and features Ridley Scott, Pedro Pascal, Paul Mescal, and other cast and crew. It's a very interesting bit of info, and it does shed some light on some of the movie magic used to bring this to the screen. There's also a few shorts detailing the journey of the film over the course of years in development, location highlights, one on the action, and much more. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Gladiator 2 on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A. Paramount's transfer of the film certainly delivers a clean, visually punchy, and overall solid-looking picture to the format. Dolby Vision highlights the palette very well, and black levels show very nice depth. I think most will be pleased with how this looks on 4K. For the audio, I scored it an A. Gladiator 2 certainly delivers a very immersive and action-heavy audio experience with a really solid Dolby Atmos at its core. There's a good amount of immersive elements at any given moment, and the overall presentation is well executed. This is a good Atmos from start to finish. Extras, I gave them an A-. I think there is something for everyone when it comes to supplements, and there's a good variety included with this film. I would have liked a little bit more as far as costuming and weaponry featured, but what we do have is certainly worth checking out. So that is my review of Gladiator 2 on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Paramount. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct link in the comments section. But if you have the disc already, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365. I will see you at the movies.